What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today is Wednesday, which of course means it's time for another Western New York Wednesday here on the channel. And the beer I'm reviewing today comes from Iron Tug Brewing, and they're out of Rochester, New York, and this is their Shore Leave, the Peach Cobbler variant. So they're calling this one a fruited sour, but this is actually a Berliner Weisse that is conditioned on peaches, graham crackers, and cinnamon. It comes in at 5.8% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed. Time of review. This can is exactly 2 weeks old. So this is the first time that I am showcasing Iron Tug on the channel. I've had some of their beers over the past couple of years at Beer Fest, including another Shore Leave variant, which was their pineapple upside down cake. Absolutely delicious. However, I have never seen their beers here in the Buffalo, New York area as far as cans go. Just never have seen them. However, recently, my favorite local bottle shop of choice, Brewed and Bottled in Lewiston, New York, Chris, the owner, he had this. He got this. And I was like, man, I've not seen Iron Tug. Awesome. So I grabbed one and I am showcasing them on the channel. I'm reviewing it, and it's a Shore Leave variant that sounds delicious. I love me some peach cobbler. I love the fact that this is actually a Berliner Weisse with 3 adjuncts, not natural flavors, whatever the case may be. I don't know if this is going to look like a heavily fruited sour or, like a smoothie, or if it's going to have more look like a Berliner Weisse with those adjuncts in there. I don't know. Regardless, I am ready to go. Plus, it's only 2 weeks old, so super fresh. Let's give it a pour here. Yeah, that's looking like a peach sour of some sort. We'll go a little bit slower here on the pour just in case the head builds, and we'll try to get the whole thing into the glass. So, something like that. Beautiful. Yeah, it looks like a great beer, honestly. I just hope it's sour. I hope that it's, you can taste each adjunct and it actually tastes somewhat like a peach cobbler, like a peach pie, peach crumble. So how does that look on camera? Absolutely beautiful. That has a beautiful orange color, like a deep orange color, has about a finger and a half of a off-white, super creamy looking head, murky, turbid, the whole 9. It looks like a proper peach cobbler fruited sour. Let's get a nose. Oh man, the graham crackers and cinnamon screaming off the top. So the first thing is that I can smell like this is probably going to be quite tart, if not sour, which is a welcome. If you've watched the channel over the years, you know that when smoothie sours were a big thing early on, slushy sours, the whole 9, right? I lost my shit. I went nuts over all of them because I couldn't believe that was beer. Turns out it was beer, but it was just beer with a shit ton of fruit puree, kind of like an actual smoothie. Now my palate's kind of morphing into something that wants old school styles, and if you're going to do an old school sour, but with a new school twist, this is kind of in the nose where I want it. I can still smell the base Berliner Weisse. This almost smells like a Gose. It has a little bit of a salinity in the nose. But I know that the adjuncts aren't going to be overkill. They're going to work in conjunction with the base and provide a cohesiveness and a perfect harmony. At least that's the hope. Yeah, graham cracker and cinnamon are here. It's almost giving me like a slight brown sugar vibe. Obviously, a nice mixture of sweet and tart peaches for sure. If you've ever had just like straight on peaches and cream, I can't remember where I had it one time, but it was just peaches with like homemade whipped cream and then like crumbled graham cracker on top. That's kind of what this smells, but in a sour beer form. The Berliner Weisse, again, give me a little bit of salinity, makes me think more of a Gose, but I'm getting a little bit of like a weedy kind of like doughy kind of essence, and I get that a lot of times with Berliner Weisses and Goses from the malt. It smells like it's going to be both sweet and sour. It's going to have a nice acidity. And I just don't think the adjuncts are going to be overwhelming. At least that's how it smells. Only one way to find out. Cheers, everyone. Exactly how it tastes. Wow. Puckering in the back of the jaw after that first sip. It hit. Like, you're going to see this 3 or 4 days after I reviewed another one of those RAR out of order beers. You can call that a pastry sour, and then you can call this a fruited sour or pastry sour, and you can look at the difference of the two. That's more of not beer. Doesn't look like beer, doesn't taste like beer, nothing really. There's like no remnants of a beer other than the base probably is a beer. However, this, you taste the beer, but then you taste all the adjuncts too. This just is more my speed, my wheelhouse, and what I kind of like nowadays. Behind this medium body, 5.8%, it's not overkill. The mouthfeel, It's not super smooth, creamy, luscious. Moderate carbonation, still smooth, a touch of creaminess, but more of that spritzy, slightly effervescent kind of feel on the palate. The taste front to back, I would say more of a peach crumble or peaches and cream as opposed to like a straight on peach like pie or peach. I guess Cobbler would make sense to me. Cobbler, crumble, something in that realm, because it's definitely graham cracker. It's not a pie crust. It's like an actual graham cracker pie crust, or graham crackers as a whole. And I always find, I mean, I'm sure you guys agree, but graham cracker pie crust, way different than regular pie crust. And my preference is graham cracker pie crust. So this is more of a cobbler, crumble, something like that. But front to back, it's a beautiful mixture of tart sweet peaches. There is definitely some graham cracker in here. There's a nice pop of cinnamon. I'm almost getting brown sugar vibes as well. It starts off nicely sweet, and then by the second half of the palate, it becomes a little bit more, it becomes less sweet, not really bitter, but it ramps up a sourness. This is low to firmly sour. It's not like super sour, but it definitely has a firm sourness. There is a moderate acidity on the back of the palate going down. Might get a little heartburn from this. That's the one downside of these, even these kettle sours from the old school realm, the Berliner Weisses, the Goses that you would get that aren't fruited or mildly fruited. For me, they usually give me heartburn at some point. Like wild ales or like gooses and stuff like that, like lambics. Those are like not only enamel ripping from the sour aspect, but also very acidic. This is moderately acidic. It does have a good balance to it. It still leans more sour and acidic than anything else. But if you're looking for a true and tried sour with additions and accentuations of the adjuncts, this is the way to go, in my opinion. It's not my favorite fruited sour or even peach fruited sour, but this is really nice, and this is kind of now second shore leave I've had from Iron Tug. And I must say, this is just really good. It's just a really good beer. It says, drink fresh, keep cold, sour series, peach cobbler, fruited sour, shore leave. They don't have much on here other than just shore leave sour series, peach cobbler. They do have the date, which was April 30th. So I'm reviewing this on whatever today is. I said exactly, right? Is today the 13th? No, today's the 12th, I think. If I said exactly 2 weeks old, I think I'm correct. I don't know if it's 12 or 13. Whatever, doesn't matter. No. So, Iron Tug's Shore Leave, the Peach Cobbler variant. I'm going to give this a high 4.25. I'm going to go 4.35. This is delicious. This is makes me want more of their beer. Like I wish I didn't have to go to Rochester and go to the brewery to pick up. I've never seen them in bottle shops. I could be incorrect on that because I don't know pretty much anything, but I have really never seen their beers too much in like bottle shops and whatnot here in Western New York. Maybe I need to make it out to the brewery at some point. If they see this, let me know where else you guys get distro of, because this is good stuff. And like I said, 4.35 out of 5 is a great score. Price point availability, I think I paid like $5 for that can. Again, at Brew and Bottle, Chris only sells singles. I don't know what a 4-pack of this would be at the brewery. Probably somewhere in like the $18 to $20 realm, maybe a little bit cheaper. I don't know. You tell me if you've ever had Iron Tug or anybody knows. But for $5 a can, I'm A-okay with it. It's a damn good beer, and I'm going to drink the rest of that and have no problems with it. And availability, like I said, with Iron Tug, pretty much Western New York area. First time I've ever seen them in the Buffalo, New York area. Don't know if they get into bottle shops in and around Rochester, the Finger Lakes region. I just know that I need to try out more of their beer. They are going to be at an upcoming beer fest that I'm going to, so I'll have to stop by their booth and get a little bit more information on them because I'd like to try out more of their stuff. I know this series is good, but I know they make other beers that are quite tasty as well. So anyway, if you've had this one before, please post in the comment section. 5.8%, can't really tell at all. I just know this is a nice, enjoyable fruited sour, and that's what I'm looking for when I'm grabbing a beer like this, and I am not disappointed in the least. So anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review and another West York Wednesday. Check back next week. Don't know exactly what I'm going to review, but I think I might go back to Southern Tier and do that caramel cookie bar beer from the Blackwater series, because that cherry pie beer just didn't do it for me. One of the worst beers I ever had from Southern Tier, and I want to see if they can redeem themselves because that was terrible. And it's been a long time since I've had a really bad Southern Tier beer. That was really bad. Hope the caramel cookie bar beer is a bit better. Anyway, to the next one. Cheers. Oh yeah, I didn't even show it to you. Good luck glass icing, but you can see the remnants. So this is kind of like a heavily fruited sour. but not exactly. Cheers.